When you see a for sale sign on a lawn, it seems pretty straightforward, right? But what if I told you that behind the scenes, a huge power struggle is heating up, a hidden battle over how our homes are sold and who gets to see them first? So, who's really in the driver's seat when you sell your home? You'd probably say it's you, or maybe your agent. But the answer? Well, it's getting a lot more complicated. The real question is this: who owns the information about your home? And that question is at the very heart of a massive shift happening in real estate right now. So, what kicked this whole behind the scenes battle out into the open? Well, it all started when one of the industry's giants made a very public, very strategic move that, let me tell you, got everyone talking. Okay, so here's what happened. Back in early 2024, the brokerage Hanna rolled out this thing called HannaList. And what it is, basically, is a platform that gives their own agents and clients an exclusive first peek at new listings before they go public on the multiple listing service, or MLS, where everyone else can see them. And listen, this is a huge deal. Why? Because of who Howard Hanna is. We're not talking about some tiny startup here. This is the largest independent family-owned brokerage in the entire country. A massive force, especially in the Midwest and Mid-Atlantic. So when they make a move like this, the entire industry sits up and pays attention. So what is a private listing network? Think of it like an exclusive members-only club. Before a house gets advertised to the whole world on the MLS, it's first shown to a very select group, just the agents and clients of that one specific brokerage. It's like their own private internal marketplace.
Okay, but here's the thing. Howard Hanna didn't just invent this out of nowhere. They're actually jumping on a playbook that's been picking up some serious steam across the industry. It's an approach with a pretty slick name: staged marketing.
And the company that really put this strategy on the map, that would be Compass. They were the ones who pioneered this whole staged marketing idea, and honestly, the name is perfect. You don't just dump a listing out there all at once, you release it in, well, stages. And this slide really shows you the difference in thinking, right? For decades, the MLS model was pretty much all or nothing. Your house was either a total secret or it was out there for every single agent everywhere to see. But this new staged model, it introduces what some people are calling degrees of exposure. You start small with that exclusive internal preview, and then you go big with the public release. And just take a look at the companies getting in on this. We're talking Compass, Douglas Elliman, Corcoran, Sotheby's. I mean, these are the heavy hitters, the titans of the industry. This isn't some niche idea anymore. It's becoming a go-to strategy for the biggest players in the game.
So, that brings us to the big question. Why? Why are all these giant companies suddenly making this shift? It's not just about getting a 2-day head start on a listing. The real fight, the one that's happening just under the surface, is all about one thing: data. And who gets to control it.
And you know what? This quote from industry exec Ross just hits the nail on the head. For years, brokerages did all the work, right? They got the listing, took the photos, wrote the pretty descriptions, and then tech platforms like Zillow swooped in, took all that data, and built multi-billion-dollar empires on it. So now the brokerages are finally saying, whoa, 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 time out. That's our asset. That's our work.
So there are really 4 big reasons they're doing this. First, it's about taking back control of their data. Simple as that. Second, it's a killer recruiting tool. The best agents, they want to work for a company that gives them an edge, and exclusive listings are a massive edge. Third, in a crazy tight market, having houses that nobody else can even show, that's a huge advantage. And finally, it lets these giant firms really flex their muscles and leverage their size. And that brings us right back to recruiting. Like Cafano says here, when you get right down to it, the brokerage business is a talent war, plain and simple. So a private listing network isn't just some marketing trick. It's a serious weapon in the ongoing battle to get and keep the best agents.
So when you see all these pieces moving on the chessboard, you have to wonder, is this just a passing trend? Or are we really standing at an inflection point, a moment that's going to completely change how we buy and sell homes forever? You know what's so wild is when you look at this timeline, it kind of feels like we're coming full circle. Way back before the MLS, listings were kept inside individual brokerage offices. Then the MLS came along and created this huge open marketplace. The internet just blasted that wide open for everyone. And now, the big brokerages are using all this new tech to basically bring some of that control back in-house. It's like the old model, just given a 21st century tech upgrade. But why this desperate push for a new way of doing things? This quote from Cafano is, wow, it's incredibly direct. He calls the industry sick economically. So this shift isn't just some power play. For a lot of these companies, it's about finding a way to actually stay in business. It's literally a fight for survival. And all this leaves the entire industry in this weird experimental phase. Nobody has really figured out the perfect balance yet. Is the public MLS going to stay on top, or are these private exclusive networks going to become the new normal, especially for the best properties? Honestly, right now, nobody knows. So this is what I want to leave you with. You've got three main players in this game. The traditional brokerages trying to take back what's theirs, the giant tech platforms who built fortunes on that same data, and then, of course, the most important player, you, the consumer, the person actually buying or selling the house. As this whole battle for data and control keeps heating up, who do you think is going to come out on top? The answer to that question is going to shape the real estate world for all of us.